Chicken thighs are one of my favourite cuts. They're quick to cook, good value and full of flavour. And for this recipe, I'm using the corn-fed, Simply Better corn-fed chicken thighs, which are fed on maize. We're going to seal that off, put in some vegetables, a little bit of harissa spice, some stock, some green olives. It's a one-pot dish because we've lots of potatoes in it too. Okay, so let's just heat both our pans. I'm using the small skillet, so I'm kind of doing half the recipe. It's roughly about 2 chicken thighs per person. We're going to put some rapeseed oil just into both the pot and the pan, and then we're going to put in some butter. So this is a really good tip if you're cooking kind of like chicken breast, chicken legs, chicken thighs. A little bit of oil and butter gives the most beautiful flavour. The rapeseed oil will stop the butter from burning, because it will burn, so it will. Butter does not have a high smoke temperature, but it has the most amazing flavour. So these are the bone in and skin on chicken thighs. So that lovely kind of yellow colour comes from the maize that they feed it. So I'm just going to heat the pan. Just while I'm waiting on that to heat, we're going to prepare our vegetables. So we'll just literally slice a carrot, peel the carrot and kind of just slice it just like at an angle or circles, whatever you want to, using the nice big chef's knife. So I've done a couple of little baby potatoes, cut them in half, keep the skin on, lots of lovely flavour there. And then for the onion for this, we're just going to literally cut it in half and we're going to slice this. So I'll just show you. So curve your fingers and just slice it. It's as easy as that. Now, you can hear the sizzle, I'm sure, beside me. So that means that it's ready to start cooking. So I'll just do this and then we'll just get this all into I'll do the chicken first and then I'll get my vegetables on. Now, when you have, just literally peel the onion, but see that little root there? Don't use that, just literally keep that for your vegetable stock, you know, for your compost, whatever. So, nice hot pan. We're going to put this skin side down and then we're going to season this up. So you can see the bone is actually in the chicken still, which gives the most beautiful flavour. It does take longer to cook, but it definitely gives more flavour. A little bit of salt. Then we'll come back and get some black pepper. Okay, into the pot. We're going to put in our lovely carrots and onions and potatoes. This is such a simple recipe, everyone. It's healthy, it's quick, it's delicious, and it's just perfect for feeding the family. Now you can leave out the olives because they're not everyone's cup of tea. 1 clove of garlic. I'm using my garlic crusher here for this. So you just rock that over and back, bring it over to the pan, and then just scrape that out. So this is my small, kind of like smaller skillet. If you have the bigger skillet, part of my cookware range, you can certainly use that and you can do double the recipe. So I just want to get a little bit of colour. I'll just show you in a moment. Just kind of, no need to move them too much. A little bit of salt, pepper goes on now. And then we're going to just talk about what's in the pan here. So we have our carrots, our onion, our garlic. Just let that, we're not even looking to colour it now, we're just looking to combine all the flavours. We're going to talk about our spices that we're using. So if we look in here, this is the harissa spice. So it's a lovely kick to this, and it's part of the Simply Better collection. Oko is the name of the company, they're based in Athlone, and I'm going to put in 2 teaspoonfuls in here. You could dust the chicken with this and brown it off if you wanted to, but it's going to cook in the pot, so it kind of just makes it a little bit easier keeping everything together. So let's have a little look at this, just kind of move all that together. The potatoes, the carrots, 1 clove of garlic, you can use 2 or 3. Chicken should be ready. We're sealing it off just to get lovely flavour. We're not cooking it fully, it's going to be cooked in the pot. Gorgeous. Now if we look closely, I love when chicken begins to caramelise and the crispy skin, of chicken. So say you wanted this on its own for dinner, what I would do is turn down the pan, put a couple of little sprigs of fresh thyme, a little bit of grated lemon, and then just literally pan fry that, or you can finish that in the oven. Chicken thighs on the bone, they're full of flavour, and they do take a little bit longer to cook when they are on the bone. Okay, that's that there. We're going to put in a heaped teaspoonful of tomato puree, and then I'm going to talk to you about this beautiful stock, Carol Stock Market. It's a free-range chicken stock, so no additives, no preservatives. Fantastic lady, great producer up in Derry, and we're just going to literally put this in here. And what I like about this, it's not salty, it's a very clean product, and it's a beautiful product. She also does a beautiful beef stock, beef broth, and a vegetable stock. So she's a great range, and I know the Simply Better team are looking forward to working with her. So that's a very exciting news coming down the line, hopefully, please God. So that's wonderful there. Just stir that through. It just needs to come to the boil. You can heat it beforehand if you want to. I'm going to switch off the pan. The chicken is still raw, and then I just want to show you these olives here. So this is the PGI, Protected Geographical. So these are Italian olives, okay? La Bella Della, bit of a mouthful, that DOP, and they're a green olive. So the stone is still in them, so they're unpitted olives, and they're lovely as a little antipasta or a little snack. You know, have them at room temperature. You can toss them a little bit of extra virgin olive oil, some herbs, but on their own, they're lovely. They're kind of like sweet, salty, all those kind of nice flavors if you like olives. Now, I'm thinking of the kids, families, all that. Not everyone does like olives, so you go put in some of the lovely Simply Better roasted peppers, some of the, maybe the sun-dried tomatoes would work really well, but I'm going to pop this in here. Just sprinkle that all over there. I'm going to move it to a bigger ring, and then we're just going to literally lift off the chicken, pop it in, and that's it, done. It's as easy as that. You could put celery into this. You could put celeriac, which is beautiful, butternut squash. So you mix it up. So see the way I'm kind of nestling in that lovely chicken in there. Now, you know the way we got the skin nice and crispy? When it cooks in the oven, because you're braising it, it's not going to be crispy anymore. But you're going to get beautiful, beautiful flavour. I already have one done. So the key is, bring it to the boil, which I'm going to do now. I have one in the oven, so bring it to the boil. You can actually cook it on the hob, but what I like to do is cook it in the oven. The great thing about the skillet pans, the small and the big one, they can go into the oven up to 200 degrees. So the oven is preheated at 180, and this is going to take about 25-30 minutes from start to finish, so it is. So remember, really depends on the size that you've cut the carrots, the potatoes. Just cut them in half, wash them. You know, you're getting lots of lovely vegetables in here. So for me, it's a super, super healthy dish. So I'm going to take out the one that I have already cooked. Okay, so I'm just going to get my cloth, and I'm going to show you this. Bring it right over here using my trivet. So this, when anything comes hot out of the oven, the little trivet doesn't take up much space. I just love it. It's a great little piece. So lift this here and be really careful because it is hot. Gorgeous. Now I'm just going to pop this into the oven. This one here goes in, so remember, about 25 minutes, no more than 30 minutes it should take. We're going to chop a little bit of parsley to finish it off, and if you find that it's a little bit too runny, what you can do is you can thicken it. So maybe I should do that actually, just to show you. I have some corn flour mixed up, and then we can chop the parsley. So just bring it over here, a little bit of corn flour, mix, probably have too much here. So I remember the first time my mother asked me to thicken a stew. I got the corn flour and I flung it in. The whole thing went all lumpy and all that. So you must mix it with cold water, you know, and that's where I got my love of food. It was from my mother and my father, and that's where the love of food starts at home. So just give that a little stir. So don't have it too gloopy, too heavy. If you add too much corn flour, what I would do then, everyone, is just put a little bit more stock into it. I think that's good. I'm going to turn that down. Actually, turn it off. When you do add the corn flour, everyone, you can, it must come back to the boil. That's really important. So a little bit of parsley, and that's it. I'm just using a little bit of flat leaf parsley. Just literally cut it nice and fine. Sprinkle it over. Just before I do that, I just want to show you just that we check with a small knife here, just how the chicken is cooked, just to show you. So that's going right in there. It's falling apart. Perfect, perfect, perfect. What I would do is just literally put that at the table, let everyone help themselves. For me, it's a one-pot wonder. You're probably thinking, yeah, but you used a pan to brown the chicken. You could use the skillet, brown the chicken, take it off, put your vegetables in. But I think that is a beautiful, quick, delicious, good value family meal that will satisfy all the family. If you want to cook potatoes separately, you can certainly do that, but they're in there. And you could serve this with rice if you don't want to put the potatoes in there. I think that looks lovely. I'm going to just bring it a little bit closer to Mel that you can get a close-up shot. Just put it on the table. Be careful because they are hot there, and that for me is a great kind of like a family meal. So that's my chicken thighs cooked with some lovely green olives, lots of vegetables, that really nice stock, touch of garlic, and that really nice harissa spice, which is a lovely kick to it. So enjoy this recipe. Thanks a million.